anybody who watches this in the training group after the fact, this starts to create a system. That's the intent. Not just moves, but a system. But all these moves are just white belt techniques, if that makes sense, right? We're doing a staple pass, we're doing an under-over pass. Today we're gonna do a knee cut, and we're gonna talk about some places it can go wrong, tie that into a toreando, and then back into a staple pass. So we have a little system. I do A, I do B, I do C. If it breaks down, we know where it's most likely to break down. So we already have answers to the questions before they present themselves, with the expectation or hope that our action will be faster than their reaction, because we have already planned those next steps ahead also, if that makes sense. So we're gonna work from an up-down position today. Last week we were working from a closed guard. Today we're working from an open guard, and we're working from a generic open guard. It's not for our like blues, purples, and browns. It's not specifically a lasso or a de la Hiva or a spider guard. It's just an open guard. I'm not trapped completely between his legs. So what I'm gonna work to do is I'm gonna first start by just working to the inside position. One leg in, one leg out, all right? As I go in, however, I'm gonna start working to split his knees, okay? Because of the options for lassos and all the other things, if I just come in here, can you put a De La Hiva hook in right there? He's already, right, starting to kind of aggravate what I'm doing. If I come in with my arms open, throw like a butterfly or a lasso, or right, I'm presenting rather the problems that I don't want to have. So when I come in the center, I want to take the center, I want to occupy this inside space, but I'm going to open my foot out and kind of express his legs apart, right? My elbow stays in tight to myself, and I'm on this inside space. Go ahead and put that De La Hiva hook in. It doesn't have the same reach or bite because I'm expressing the space. I'm going to earn a grip if I can. I'm not going to die on this, however. But if I can get the collar, I'm good, okay? I'm on the inside space. I've earned that. Now, I'm going to move laterally to the outside of the lever, right? The knee is the end of his femur, so that kind of becomes the end point of the lever. And I've got my staple. Now, I need to make sure I have this grip, because the next thing he's going to do is start framing. Okay? From here, I'm going to drive this grip across his body, taking a big back step and working around behind his shoulder. All right? So just one more time, just a little quicker. I'm going to earn inside spaces with separation. I make a connection. I've got my base solid, my elbows are tucked in. I'm gonna move to the outside here. I'm gonna extract that to keep him from being able to move or frame efficiently. I'm gonna drive across as I transition and coach right in behind his shoulder. Expecting that as soon as I tip him, or if we end up in this position, that his feet, see, he's already trying to get his feet on me, okay? So, when I take my inside position here, I'm trying to split the difference. We kind of already talked about that. I've seen a couple people reaching across with the collar. I want to reach to the same side with the collar, so as I shift over, I kind of can keep that shoulder pushed away. If I'm going to the same collar, once I get to this headquarters position, right here, nothing really prevents him from sitting up and starting to go behind me. Right? Like cup around the back of me. Right? Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Does that make sense? So, I'm trying to go to that cross side. Now, no-gi, or if the hand fight is on and cracking, and I can't get this grip the way I want it, or he's tucking his arms and he's fighting his collar, I can look to swim an underhook, or I can simply just make this J-hook right here to deny him getting into my armpit. Right? So I'm just denying him getting into my armpit. So right here, same thing. I'm gonna lift the elbow. I'm gonna kind of baseball slide through into this little light Kessa position. Switch. And I'm up in the position. And now I've got the arm isolated. I've got a high and a low hip blocker in place also. So if we can move that way now, instead of being on the collar lift. So I earn my inside space. Shuffle, shuffle. Control. I'm lifting. hips through. And then placing the pillow up under his head. But I want to defer a couple of small details over to Jacob Saylor. He's the knee cut master in the room, and I'm going to go ahead and just acknowledge that I want some good details from him, some of which may be reiterations, some of them may be different. But listen when he talks, man. This is his pass for sure.
All right, guys. So passing De La Riva, haven't used it a lot myself. One thing that you really want to get in the habit of is making sure that you keep this connection. Okay, we're here and we kind of killed this, right? That's all well and good, but if he's a good guard player and we leave this space right here, he can attack there. He can bring that other foot in and start fighting us. So in particular, just up through here. That's it. Exactly. He's already got his guard back. Okay. So just make sure that you're here. Now, if he can't just bring that foot up through anymore. He's got to come out for a lasso, and hopefully we've smashed him good enough to where we don't have to worry about that. Right? Okay. So next, we're coming over for the knee cut. All right. I like to get in for this underhook if I can, and then here's a little trick, guys. I just want you to slide your hips. Get focused less on like moving your entire body through and more on sliding towards his knee. Okay? I feel really safe here. I feel super stable. I don't even have his elbow yet, which is obviously what I need. We go here, push your hips through, finish your knee cut. So one more time. Here, make sure we've gotten this. We kill the knee, come up, knee cut, have our underhook. You can do it with the collar, just fine. Slide towards the knee. Okay? Finish your pass. But you want to kind of ride his side. Yeah.
What if you go to pass some really good guard players, they go to trap that foot?
They go to trap. Is the foot on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're here, we trap, we come through. We're still super safe. So step one is don't panic. All right. Step two is we still have this arm, and then three, take your top foot and foot. Your weight here never changes. Does that make sense? I don't know if y'all want to practice that or whatever. But
Yeah, let's run that at least for another 2 minutes. I appreciate the input. Everybody good with that? Let it marinate on that outside edge. Don't rush through. Express those hips out, which just elongates, like opens their hips more. Perfect stuff, man. Appreciate you. On three. How pieces fit together. And last week, week before, we did a pass sequence with a staple and an under over, and then we tied that staple and under over into an arm bar from knee on belly, and we tied that into a knee bar. Go back to the Kessa series that we did not too long ago, right? I get in, I get over, I'm inside, I'm low, and I hit my step. Well, we just generically went here for today, but once I get here, let's think about the attack chain that we already have built. 3 prongs. Up, over, sub 1, the straight arm bar. Sub 2. All the way around, et cetera, right? So I would love, that's all I needed, man. I'm not gonna go over that today, but I want to, definitely with our blue belts, but white belts, let's start looking at how those pieces fit together so that we have systems that correlate with other systems, as opposed to just like randomly, I call it catching flies, just a move here and a move there, and you're just trying to grasp at something. Start looking at how those pieces fit together, and I think that will help your jiu-jitsu come together a little bit.